you love to play. Oh, you love to play. Don't your comments won't relay. Sign this on my page for you. Oh my God, he changed. Young life, I can't see back karma. I just need some brains so I could keep myself in order.
He got problems, she got problems, only I got 411 problems. Hey, hi, what's up, y'all? It's time for another story time. Yes, you see the title, it's called Beyblade. Beyblade, 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 Beyblade. Let me explain. Is this going under Tyler the Villain? I think it is. Yes, this is going under Tyler the Villain. And a friendly reminder again, this playlist is Tyler's idea. Cause you know how y'all do. Anyway. So Tyler is around, let me think, 11, 12, somewhere in that era. We are in middle school, right? So as I told y'all, and maybe I can never pinpoint when, where, what part, but during this era, we are clashing, beefing, because I want to say typical preteen, typical teenager type situation, you know, when you get in that mindset, where kids get in that mindset where they think and they feel they know everything. Yeah. Yeah, but we're in that mindset. So anyway, I went up to the school so much, and this is not just one specific school. This is every school. Every school. Every school that Tyler has attended, when I walk into the building, the people know me. It's, hey, Miss Riggins. Hey, Miss Riggins. Hey, Miss Riggins. Not because you are a straight A student. Not because you are a A and B student. Not because you are winning an award. But because you are consistently and constantly in trouble. Repeatedly. Over and over. So they know me so much because I'm always up to the school. Right. So there's a vlog that shows, like, you can hear where there's voicemails, to the point where at this point I had pushed the voicemail to Tyler's cell phone. He was in high school at this time. So we're in middle school. It was the same in elementary. Anyway, so this specific toy is kind of hot off the press, right? I think it was kind of conjunction to Pokemon, so to speak. But it was more of related to, like, for us it's called tops. Basically, like, they battled each other with you. It was a monster comes out. Like, I'll insert the picture so you'll get what I'm talking about. Me, I don't ever recall me buying him any Beyblades, but I think other people did, because truth be told, again, Tyler was um a handful for me, but when he would go other places, he was extremely respectable, and that's all people would say. Oh my God, he's so respectable. Oh my God, he has such great manners. And I'm going, which is a good thing, but it's like, on the other hand, like, why you don't have this same stuff in school? Like, what? Why these people calling me? Why am I losing money coming out of my job? Why you anyway, so I don't remember if I had a conference or why I was up to the school, because I was always up to the school. And this one particular teacher, I'm gonna call him Mr. Anderson. This is not his name, but I'm gonna call him Mr. Anderson. So Mr. Anderson was in the hallway because they were switching classes. Unsure. Maybe I had another parent teacher conference. I don't know. But he was standing in the hallway, and so Tyler was always taking the Beyblades with him to school. And I was like, why are you taking these things to school? And I was like, is the teacher allowing y'all to do this? And he was like, yeah, the teacher told us as long as we finish our work, we can, we can bring Beyblades to school. Like, and we can play with our Beyblades. Now, I'm the type of parent where I'm going to let you slide for a little bit, but I'm going to find out for myself because, again, I was a kid. So, my mom ain't around or I can maneuver. I'm going to try to maneuver to get what I want. Not far beyond that, which is why I try to be extremely understanding when it came to my kid, because it was like, bro, I was a kid before you. Or as my grandma used to say, you ain't never been my age. I've already been your... I already been your age. You ain't never been mine. Let me correct it. I already been your age. You ain't never been mine. Which was true. She also told me, like, there's nothing new under the sun. It's a cycle. It repeats itself. Very true. So it was like, I know how I used to try to maneuver and get over and used to try to flip and playing with my mama. Let me find out, because I'm already in the school, right? So I walk up to Mr. Anderson, and I was like, hi, I'm Tyler. I'm Tyler's mom. And I was like, and that was my name too. Hey, Tyler's mom. Hey, Tyler's mom. Hey, Tyler's mom. Even when we went out, Tyler knew more grown people than young kids, to be honest. Because a lot of times the adults be like, hey. And I'd be like, who is this? Mostly females. Yeah. It's crazy. Anyway, so I walk up to Mr. Anderson, and I was like, hi, I'm Tyler's mom. And I want to know, like, is it okay for him to bring his Beyblades to school? I said, because according to him, you allow, all the kids to bring their Beyblades as long as their work is complete. So Mr. Anderson says, oh my God, no. Oh my God, no. No, I do not allow them to bring Beyblades to school. I've been having a problem with that. Please tell them not to bring their Beyblades. They don't do their work. They're loud. And it gets to the point where the situation is heated. And I have to, separate them and take them out of the class. Because they are so in tune to these toys, to these Beyblades. Please do not let them bring them to school. I do not condone. I do not want them bringing them to school. No, even if their work is complete, they cannot bring it to school. Per Mr. Anderson, right? So I go home and I said, Tyler, does Mr. Anderson let y'all bring y'all Beyblades to school? And so Tyler, yeah, this is after you have come in, like, you've been outside, you come in at a certain time. There was times when he would miss curfew, but this particular day, I think he was on point. So he was like, yeah, he let us bring it. He said, like, we can bring our Beyblades to school as long as we come, as long as our work is complete, then we can play Beyblades. I said, Tyler, I talked to Mr. Anderson today. Mr. Anderson says he don't want y'all to bring Beyblades to class. Please do not bring the Beyblades to class at all. So he's like, please don't bring Beyblades to class. Like, he don't want y'all to bring them. He said it's interrupting his class. Y'all don't listen to him. He did not say y'all can bring Beyblades after y'all finish y'all work. Don't bring them to class, right? So Tyler was like, no, Mom, I'm telling you, Mr. Anderson was like, we can bring the stuff to class. And I was like, Tyler, I'm telling you, I talked to Mr. Anderson today. Do not take any more Beyblades to school. Do not do it. When you come home from school and you hanging out with your little friends and y'all want to play with y'all, with your Beyblades, you want to take them outside, because I repeatedly tell Tyler, do not take your toys outside. Don't be so quick to invite people in, because everybody's not going to take care of your stuff like you take care of your stuff. Talking to a brick wall. So anyway, he was like, no, I'm telling you. I said, Tyler, I am telling you. Okay, forget Mr. Anderson. I'm telling you, do not take your Beyblades to school tomorrow. Yes, ma'am. As far as I know, that's the end of the conversation, right? And so I know how y'all, like, mostly men be like, women got a woman intuition. She got a woman intuition. And truth be told, I truly believe everybody has the intuition. I believe everybody has gifts. You just have to pay attention and hold on to what is your gift. Everybody doesn't have the same gift. You just have to hone in and pay attention to what your gift is, right? So, but I also feel like everybody gets like a feeling. Like men be like, oh, women have women intuition, and I be like, men have intuition too. And we had this conversation. It was in a group on Facebook, and he was like, no, we don't. I said, y'all do. When y'all be like, you know what, something ain't right, something don't feel right. That's an intuition. Like something's off, something doesn't feel right. Or even when you know, like with that chick that you with and something ain't right, but y'all kind of just like pass it over. It's an intuition. So anyway, the next morning, like I told y'all, previous story, I don't know what story, but I left before, like me going to work, I leave before Tyler leaves to get on the bus. So I left to go to work. Before I'm leaving, I tell Tyler, hey, do not take Beyblades to school. I got a bad feeling. Do not take those toys to school. Leave those toys home. Yes, ma'am, I'm not going to take them. You told me not to take them. I'm not going to take them to school. Y'all, before I leave, I'm getting dressed, got everything prepared. Before I'm walking out the door, I look to my kid, Tyler. Do not take the Beyblades to school. I got a bad feeling. Leave them home. Yes, ma'am. Not gonna take them. I'm gonna leave them home. Y'all, I am on the way to work. Once I get to the parking lot, like I'm sitting in the parking lot, something says call. I call home. You answer the phone because you know my cell phone number. You answer the phone. Tyler, do not take those Beyblades to school. I have a bad feeling. Do not take those Beyblades to school. Yes, ma'am, I'm not going to take the Beyblades to school. I'm not going to take them to school. So I'm minding my business and my business is minding me. And I'm going throughout the day and I'm working, right? So I would say around lunchtime, I get a phone call. Lunchtime for me, I get a phone call. I'm always getting phone calls. I'm always getting phone calls to the point where the school is programmed in my phone. Like it comes up as a contact at this point. All the numbers that the school use are programmed in my phone as contacts at this point because you are constantly getting in something. It's always something. So I answered the phone and they said, may I speak to Miss Riggins? And I was like, this is she. And they said, hi, Miss Riggins. This is Principal B. This is Principal B. And I wanted to call and, to inform you that Tyler is going to be suspended from school. Hello? I'm here. Tyler's going to be suspended from school for fighting. But the fight was so... I want to make sure I'm using the right word that she said. She didn't say graphic. I'm trying to remember, what did she say? Because it was specifically about Tyler. He was so enraged to the point where we are thinking about expelling him. I said, I'm confused. So what happened? And so she was like, I can let you know once you get here. She was like, because you have to come pick him up. He cannot stay on campus today. Like, his suspension starts now. Okay. So I hang up the phone and let my boss know, hey, I have to leave. I have to go to the school. I have to go pick my son up. I didn't go into details of why I had to go pick him up. I just let them think like, okay, maybe he's sick or whatever. I just got to go get my kid. I'm already losing money. I get paid by the hour. So I'm already losing money. So here we go. Which cuts into my budget to take care of you. Here we go. So I go to the school and I pick up Tyler. So when I go to the school and once I get there, of course, you're sitting in the office. So the principal, Principal B, I can't talk. Principal B was like, Miss Riggins, can you come to my office? I could go in further detail. I was like, okay, sure. So I walk into the office and I sit down. And I'm the type of parent where I want to hear all sides. Like, I don't come in on rah-rah. I want to hear all sides, because a lot of times when you come in on rah-rah and you coming in off emotions, you miss stuff, right? So I sat down and I'm sitting, I'm listening. And so she was like, Tyler's going to be suspended. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was like 5 days. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was 5 days. He's going to be suspended for 5 days. And she said, and then it's going to go to the board, because the way that the young man looked and how enraged Tyler was, where, they're thinking about expelling him from school. And I was like, what happened? I was like, I want to understand how he got to this point. Because mind you, when I walk in, of course, Tyler is, hey, Ma. So I need to know, like, what happened, because you don't look like the enraged person that these people are describing once over the phone and when I'm sitting in the office in front of you. So what happened? So she was like, well, he was in Mr. Anderson's class, and while they were in Mr. Anderson class, they were playing with their Beyblades. I said, who was playing with Beyblades? And so she said, she's like, quite a few of the boys in the classroom was playing with Beyblades. And I said, well, maybe there's a mistake, because I told Tyler not to bring Beyblades to class, because Mr. Anderson had let me know, like, he doesn't want the Beyblades in the class at all. And I said, it's kind of confusing, because how many kids have Beyblades? Because he said he told them not to bring them. So how many kids have Beyblades? Because, like, I'm trying to get an understanding of why these kids, if you told these kids not to bring these Beyblades to class and they couldn't play with them, why all these kids got Beyblades? And so she was like, oh no, it was a group of them. Like, it was a group of them. And she was like, it's even kids from other classes that have them. I said, okay, go on. And so she was like, so it was something between Tyler and another young man, and something about the Beyblades, I don't know. But the young man went to reach for Tyler's Beyblade and he didn't like it. And so Tyler jumped him and started beating him up. I said, okay. She said, so, there's gonna, I'll get in contact with you, because there's gonna be a meeting deciding on whether we want to expel him or not. Okay. She was like, I thank you so much for coming, as quickly as possible. But yeah, his suspension it starts now, which means they didn't wait till the end of the day. Like, they wanted him off campus. They want him off school ground. So I was like, okay. So I take Tyler home, and so I'm pissed off not because you were fighting, because I need more context, because what she said is not making sense to me either, because there's a group of kids that have Beyblades, and even though this teacher told me like he's telling them not to bring Beyblades, a whole group of kids, not just one or two, you talking about a group of kids, and then it's some more kids, like something ain't adding up to where these kids feel like it's free for them to bring these Beyblades to school, right? But I'm pissed off with Tyler, not because of that, because I told you on more than one occasion not to take these Beyblades to school. Told you. So I'm pissed off. So I'm like, at this point, it's not the fact that they called me because I want to hear your side anyway. It's not even that fact. It's the fact that you deliberately disobeyed me. So what's going to happen is you're going to go in your room, you're going to put toys in a trash bag, and you're going to throw your toys away since you want to disobey me. No, Mom, no, because I deliberately told you on more than one occasion not to take these dumbass toys to this school. But yet, here we are. So now you're suspended for 5 days, and they're thinking about expelling you. So, of course, he's like, what does expel mean? Meaning you can't come back to this school if they decide to expel you. What? Oh, no, Ma, like, you don't ever want to hear my side. I said, I'm not saying that I'm not going to allow you to say your side. What I'm saying is this is the consequences for you disobeying me. You're talking about Beyblades and these fools in the classroom, and I'm talking about if your big-headed self would have listened to me and not take the Beyblades at all, we wouldn't even be here. I said, because I told you 3 times. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. Called you even while I'm at work, before I walk into the building. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. I said, you repeatedly lied to me and said that you wasn't going to do it, but you did. Here we are. I repeatedly told you I had a bad feeling. Don't take those toys to school, and you did it anyway. So your consequences are you're going in your room and you're going in a toy chest and you're putting toys in the trash bag and you're throwing them away. And I'm not just talking. No, you went in your room. I made you throw toys away and we throw them. You threw them in the dumpster. Because clearly, me taking your game away for a week or 2 is not working. Me putting you on punishment, you can't go outside, that's not working. So, okay, let me up it again. Let me up the ante again. Because here we are. So, after you throw the toys away, you're crying, you're boo-crying like you're at a funeral about these toys. So, after you're done throwing the toys away, you come in, Ma, please, let me explain. I said, I want to hear your side anyway, so what happened? I said, because I had already told you, Mr. Anderson said don't bring the Beyblades in there. So what happened? So we were battling with the Beyblades, right? We were battling with the Beyblades. My Beyblade runs against, we're going to call the other little boy Blake. My Beyblade run against Blake's Beyblade. And so I think it was like the best out of 3 or the best out of 4 or something like that. But one of the times when it came up to where you had to give up your Beyblade, because in the battle, whoever loses, you lose your Beyblade. So in the battle, the little boy was like, when it came up the time where you lost and you had to give up your Beyblade, you was like, oh no, you cheated. Or it was either reversed, where it was like Tyler lost and you had to give up your Beyblade, and it was like, oh no, you cheated. No, it wasn't it wasn't reversed. Basically, the little boy was like, oh no, you cheated. So you went to reach down to get Tyler's Beyblade, if I'm not mistaken. You went to reach down to get his Beyblade. So while you're down there to get his Beyblade, to get Tyler's Beyblade, Tyler kicks Blake in the face repeatedly to stop him from taking your Beyblade. So after you're kicking this boy in the face, like there's a fight. Of course, y'all are fighting. And then once the fight is broken apart, Blake's face is jacked up. Because you kicked this boy in the face, especially his eye. Right? So they have resource officers. Yes, in middle school. They have resource officers on campus. So the resource officer was the one who broke up the fight. And this is supposedly like to, protect the teachers, help the teachers, because kids are bigger than adults nowadays, which is true. Because when I walked into the middle school, there were some girls who was thicker than me. And I'm like, is it the chicken? Because literally, and they were wearing like boots and weave, and I'm like, is it the chicken? Anyway, so he's telling me that story, and I was like, so they're thinking about expelling you because you kicked him in the face? Like, I was like, I'm trying to understand what's the rage that they saw. Oh, I was very mad because he wouldn't give me my Beyblade back, and he was trying to steal it. He was trying to take it from me. So, like, I was fighting for my Beyblade because I won his Beyblade, fair and square. I don't know why I can't talk today. Fair and square, and he can't, like, he was trying to, take mine. The same toys that's not supposed to be to the school at all, right? The same toys that I called you and told you repeatedly, do not take. The same toys that I told you over 3 times, do not take to this school because I had a bad feeling. Right? So, within a week or so, I'm going up to the school because the meeting is scheduled to where I'm meeting with the principal, one of the board of educations, and the resource officer, and the police department, and a police officer, so who's representing the police department. Mind you, at this time, I'm dating one of the security situations at the school. I'm dating one of the security situations at the school. So when I come in, like, I'm dressed, like I have on clothes, but I'm dressed or whatever. So when I walk in, so basically he was like, so you wore that for me? And I was like, boy, no, I got a meeting. He was like, well, I'm still gonna pretend you wore that for me. And so he was like, you're gonna be straight. You're gonna be straight. It's not as bad as they're trying to make it seem. And I was like, I don't know, but whatever, however it comes. That's literally my motto. Take it however it comes. Whatever comes on my plate, I deal with it and take it however it comes on my plate, and that's how I try to deal with stuff. That's how I try to deal with life. Take it how it comes. Anyway. Excuse me. So, I'm in the meeting. I'm in the meeting with a representative from the Board of Education, the principal, the resource officer who broke up the fight, and a representative from the police department. Why is the police department there? The parents are thinking about filing charges for assault on Tyler. So I'm listening, and they have Tyler's chart basically in front of me. So mind you, Tyler's no angel. Tyler has had instances to where you are having issues with the teacher, and even at this school, you are having issues with teachers, plural, multiple, more than one. So they're taking all that into account. As I told him, a lot of times, even when you first started going to the school and you first started getting in trouble, a lot of times you weren't even doing your work. They was just passing you through because they were tired of you. And I told you that. And I was like, they're tired of you. They ready to push you on along. They're ready to get rid of you because they tired of dealing with you on a day-to-day basis. But wherever you go, they put all of that in your record. So even if you wanted to change and have a new look and aspect of your life when you go somewhere else, all they're going to see is the person who you were in that record. So anyway, so I'm listening to the principal talk, and you know how she's seen Tyler a couple of times and how he's going, you know, he's in and out of the office, and they don't know if they want to deal with him still being at the school because, you know, he may be a trouble kid. You may want to look into alternative school. I don't know if we want to bring Tyler back. So the Board of Education is just sitting there listening. So the resource officer describes when he walks into the room and how he's breaking up the fight and how much rage Tyler was in and how he was trying his best even after they had broken up the fight to get to him, to get to Blake, and how Blake was just this feeble, humble, just this victim, right? And so the resource officer was also explaining the eye and how his eye was bloodshot red and started swelling up. He was just screaming, and no matter what they tried to do before he got there as the resource officer, Tyler wouldn't let him go. Tyler wouldn't get off him, right? So me as a parent, again, I don't act off emotion. I'm not saying that Tyler doesn't have to take accountability for his actions and his part in playing into what has happened and why we're even in this situation, but also I'm not stupid. Because I want to know why there's a group of kids who had these Beyblades. Not just Tyler, not just Blake, but a group. They got a little ring going on to where they're doing this on a day-to-day basis because it's a group that's comfortable with bringing them. So when they asked me, they was like, so give us the reason why you think we should allow Tyler to stay at the school. And I said, well, clearly it's beneficial for me because it's close to where we live. I said, but I want to know, how is it that a group of students has brought or feel comfortable with bringing these toys to school? I said, even though I talked to the teacher and the teacher said that he didn't allow, I said, let me back up. I said, my son told me and informed me that the teacher was allowing them to play with the Beyblades after they finished their work. When I approached the teacher and asked the teacher, hey, is this true? He told me it wasn't. But yet, with this fight, there's a group of students that have these Beyblades in this class. So, did they get together and conjure up this by themselves? Or did the teacher actually say that? I said, 2, my kid is short. Mind you, we all live in the same neighborhood, so I've seen the little boy. I said, Blake is taller than my kid. Very much taller than my kid. I said, so in order for my kid to kick him in the face, he had to reach down for the Beyblade, as my son said. Because there's no way my kid could kick him in the face with him standing upright. So, did he actually reach for the Beyblade? Did you actually lose the Beyblade? It's not adding up for me. Because there's no way Tyler could kick his face with him standing straight up. So did he reach down for the Beyblade? And I was like, as far as rage, as y'all are stating, was he enraged or was he defending himself? Did Blake have the same rage that you're talking about in this fight? Or was my kid beyond control? So they are looking at me. And so the officer was like, the representative of the police department, he was like, well, I saw the pictures, and he was like, and the eye is really, he said it is really jacked up. So he had to be kicked in the eye at least 1 or 2 times. He was like, but what you said makes sense. If your son, he was like, if your son is really short, and he was like, and I seen this other boy, and he's hovering over your son, how did his face get to his foot? I said, so the only thing that I can come up with is he reached for the Beyblades, as my son said, and he was the one who started it by not returning or not giving the Beyblades, or you lost and you did not want to adhere to the rules of the game that y'all came up with, and you got upset. I said, so if that's the case, Tyler wasn't enraged, he was defending himself, and he was telling the truth, and this little boy over here is not telling the whole story. So everybody's quiet and they just looking at me. So basically it's like a standoff. I'm sitting on one end of the table by myself, and they're all on the other side looking at me. As though I'm looking at them, they looking at me. I'm looking at them, they looking at me. I'm looking at them, they looking at me. So the principal finally answered. She said, well, we'll discuss amongst each other, and we'll let you know after his suspension if we decide to let him back into school. Okay, thank you. That's all I can do. That's all I can say. So when I get home, of course, because I had to take off to go to this meeting, again, more money out of my check. When I get home, Tyler is like, so what happened? What did they say? And so I reiterated what happened in the meeting. And so he was like, oh, so you do believe me? I said, Tyler, again, I always hear your side. But because you are acting off emotion, you are going off into the deep end, because for you, it doesn't seem like you're getting your way right away. And I'm getting everybody's side. And I said, because truth be told, baby, you a liar too. Don't sit here and try to act like you haven't played me a couple of times and I'm going into a situation thinking you told me the truth, and then it'd be a whole different scenario. So I'm getting everybody's side. The only thing that saved you is your height, because Blake was extremely taller than you. So the only way you could get to Blake's eye, because you didn't punch up like this. You ain't pull no Fred Sanford. You ain't pulling no Fred Sanford. In order for your eye for that little boy eye to look like it did, you had to kick him in the eye. The only way you can kick him in the eye is his face was at the ground getting the Beyblade. So it looks like you're telling the truth and Blake is a little liar. So lo and behold, after his suspension was over, of course, they sent me a letter, and they was like, you know, with our investigation, there will not be any. The parents decided that they won't do any assault charges, which means the little boy basically fessed up and said, yeah, you was lying. And Tyler was able to go back to school. Yay. All for some toys. All for some toys. But if you would have just listened to your mama, that would have never happened. I love you the mostest because you're definitely the dopest in real life. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.